Greetings everyone, this is Mozard, and in today's video I'm going to talk about the engine oil recommendation for the Suzuki Gixxer. I'll be sharing my experiences and recommendations, so at the end of the video, if you do not agree with me, that is totally fine. Now, before I get on with the engine oils, I want to talk a little bit about the warranty associated with the engine oils. Now, in your owner's manual, if you look under the warranty section, you will come across a statement that says if recommended engine oil or lubricants are not used, or if they're not replaced at the recommended interval, then you essentially lose your warranty. Now, there are two interpretations for this statement. There is a logical interpretation and there is a bullshit interpretation. If you go with the logical interpretation, then once again, in your owner's manual, under the engine oil section, you will come across two statements. The first statement says, use Suzuki genuine oil or equivalent. The word equivalent is very important here. And the second statement says, Suzuki recommends the use of SAE 10W40 engine oil. And at the bottom, they give you the standard for the engine oil as well, which is either API SG or higher, or JASO MA. Now, what this basically means is that you can use any brand of oil and any type of oil as long as it is 10W40 with either API SG or JASO MA standard. Now, nowhere in this owner's manual is it explicitly mentioned that you should use only Suzuki provided oils, otherwise you will lose your warranty. It doesn't say that anywhere in the manual. And this is where the bullshit interpretation comes from. If you ask the service center people whether you can use an equivalent oil from a different brand, they will tell you that you can't do that. And if you do that, you will lose your warranty. Now, these service center people, they don't know any better. They're simply repeating whatever their superiors have trained them to repeat. And we now know that it's a bullshit statement. And the thing is that vehicle manufacturers usually have a partnership with an oil manufacturer, and together they develop oil specifically for your vehicle. But that does not mean that they can bind the vehicle warranty to their engine oil and then force the customer to use their engine oil. They can't do that. And in case Suzuki denies you a warranty claim on the grounds that you did not use their engine oil, then you can definitely approach a consumer forum and file a complaint. And I am pretty sure that they will rule in your favor. So keep in mind, you can use any brand of oil and any type of oil as long as it is 10W40 with either API SG or JASO MA standard. So that was regarding the warranty associated with the engine oils. Let's talk about the engine oils provided by Suzuki. Alright, so back in 2014, when the Gixxer first launched, it came with two engine oils. The MOTUL mineral oil, which was priced at 293 Indian rupees, and the Idemitsu apparently semi-synthetic oil, which is priced at 371 Indian rupees. And I'll tell you in a minute why I said this is apparently semi-synthetic. So the MOTUL oil, this is a mineral oil, and it is made by a company called Atlantic Lubricants and Specialties. And I've had very good experience with this oil. The drain interval on this oil is 3 months or 4,000 kilometers. I used to get this changed at around 3,500 kilometers just to be on the safer side. And yeah, I've had really good experience. This oil never once got sluggish, at least not until up to 3,500 kilometers. And I've not had any complaints with this. It performed adequately, and it performed exactly as I expected it to. And one day I actually got really curious about this oil. I wanted to know more technical details about this, and I emailed Atlantic Lubricants asking them various different questions, and they actually answered all my questions without any drama. And that gave me a lot of confidence in this company and in this product. So overall, excellent mineral oil, excellent product, I would say. On the other hand, I've had the worst experience with this oil. Now, the reason why I said this is apparently semi-synthetic is because nowhere on this container does it mention that this is semi-synthetic or synthetic based, except in the bottom right here it says high performance synthetic engine oil. Now, given the fact that this is priced at 371 Indian rupees, one can safely assume that this is not a fully synthetic oil, but a semi-synthetic oil. So, assuming this was a semi-synthetic oil, I expected it to perform smoothly up until at least 5,000 kilometers. Unfortunately, that wasn't the case. It started getting sluggish at around 3,000 kilometers, I believe. And yeah, I was really surprised. After that, it never improved, so I drained this oil and I switched back to the MOTUL oil. And I messaged Idemitsu asking them details about this oil, the technical details. And unfortunately, they refused to provide any details. I was really surprised at that, and that's when I decided that I will never use this oil again. And I'm gonna say this one more time. I absolutely do not recommend this oil. Stay away from this for your own good. Now, in 2017, there was a free service camp held here in Hyderabad in November, and it was a pretty big camp. And during that camp, Suzuki launched the EC Star R9000 in India for the first time, and I was the first customer to actually get this. And this oil is made by Idemitsu as well, and it is priced at 599 Indian rupees. And this is an apparently fully synthetic oil. Once again, I'll tell you in a minute why I said this is apparently fully synthetic. So, I've had a largely uneventful experience with this oil, and that wasn't a bad thing. But it wasn't a good thing either, because this oil felt and performed exactly the same as this oil. And if you remember, this is a mineral oil, and this is supposed to be a fully synthetic oil. So I started to wonder, what's the difference between these two oils? And that's when I prioritized the oil change interval. I wanted to see how long this apparently fully synthetic oil lasted, because usually a fully synthetic has an oil change interval of 6 months or 8,000 kilometers. I recommend 7,000 kilometers just to be on the safer side. Unfortunately, this oil started getting sluggish at around 5,000 kilometers, and that was surprising. I expected it to go until at least 6,500 kilometers. That did not happen. So I got this oil drained, and I again switched back to the MOTUL mineral. And I emailed Idemitsu regarding this and asking them details on this fully synthetic oil. And unsurprisingly, they refused to provide the information once again. And that raised a red flag in my head, and that's when I decided that I'm never going to use Idemitsu products again. So once again, I'm gonna say this to you guys. I absolutely do not recommend Idemitsu engine oils. Stay away from both of these for your own good. Now, in 2018, Suzuki launched the EC Star R5000. And this is a mineral oil which is priced at 335 Indian rupees. And when I first saw the container, I was pretty skeptical because I assumed that this was made by Idemitsu, since R9000 is made by Idemitsu. So, that's what I thought. But when I read the label on the back, I was surprised to find out that this is actually made by Atlantic Lubricants. And if you remember, the MOTUL mineral was made by Atlantic Lubricants as well. So I started to wonder, why did Atlantic Lubricants make two versions of the same oil? And so I emailed them regarding this, and they clarified that the R5000 is actually a rebranded version of the MOTUL mineral oil. The R5000 oil is actually the same as the MOTUL oil. So if you liked the MOTUL oil, you're definitely going to like the R5000. And this is the oil that I'm currently using, and this is also my very strong recommendation if you want a good mineral oil for your Gixxer. So these are the Suzuki provided oils, or as they like to call it, the Suzuki genuine oils. The MOTUL mineral is no longer available. The Idemitsu oils I do not recommend. So realistically, if you want to go with the Suzuki genuine oil, you're left with one option, the EC Star R5000. And like I said, it's a really good mineral oil, and you can definitely go for it. The oil change interval is 3 months or 4,000 kilometers, 3,500 kilometers just to be on the safer side. Now, as far as fully synthetics are concerned, the Gixxer actually does not benefit from a fully synthetic, despite what anyone might tell you. You're just not going to experience a significant amount of difference or benefits. The only thing that I would consider beneficial is the extended oil change interval, which, like I mentioned before, is either 6 months or 8,000 kilometers. I recommend 7,000 kilometers just to be on the safer side. So if you still want to go with a fully synthetic engine oil, I recommend Shell Advance Ultra or MOTUL 7100. Both of them great fully synthetics, and I've had a good amount of experience with both of them. However, like I said before, you're just not going to feel a whole lot of difference. The extended oil change interval might be something worth considering about. Now, as far as semi-synthetics are concerned, personally, I don't find value in them, at least not the motorcycle semi-synthetic oils. I find them to be a waste of money. The topic of semi-synthetics is actually uh, pretty complicated. There are a lot of intricacies involved with determining what qualifies as a semi-synthetic oil, and I actually don't want to get into the details. So for now, my suggestion is to stay away from semi-synthetics. All right. Now I want to talk a little bit about the oil change interval. I've already mentioned the intervals for a mineral oil and a fully synthetic oil, but two of my Gixxer buddies, they follow a slightly different pattern. Uh, for mineral oil, their oil change interval is 3 months or 3,000 kilometers, and for a fully synthetic oil, it is 6 months or 6,000 kilometers. So it's a 3 by 3 pattern for a mineral oil and 6 by 6 pattern for a fully synthetic oil, and it pretty much makes sense. But the oil change interval definitely depends on your riding conditions. If you have a very sedate riding style, a very easygoing riding style, then you can definitely increase your interval slightly. So, in case of mineral oils, instead of 3,000 kilometers, you can take it up to 3,500 kilometers. And for fully synthetics, instead of 6,000, you can take it up to 7,000 kilometers. But if you have a very aggressive riding style, and if you're pushing the bike on a daily basis through heavy traffic, then your oil change interval is definitely going to reduce. Okay, it might not even be 6,000 kilometers in case of synthetics. You might have to change it even more earlier, depending on how aggressive you're riding every day and how much distance you're covering every day. So that was regarding the oil change interval, and I do encourage and recommend the 3 by 3 and 6 by 6 pattern. I've actually switched over to that pattern myself. So, like I said, currently I'm using the EC Star R5000, and you know, it's 3 months or 3,000 kilometers. And yeah, that's all for now. I hope you guys found this video educational and informative. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to ask me in the comment section below, or you can message me on Facebook or Twitter. Links will be in the description. Until next time, take it easy.